Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a top 10 LEGO video. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I thought that it would be really fun with just people not being too happy with everything happening with Marvel right now. And I just thought that I'd share 10 ideas with you guys. Some of them are more character-based than maybe the set itself-based, which you'll see as we go through. There are time codes and chapters if you want to hop around to each of the different ideas. We have done a video talking about Infinity Saga sets and ideas in the past, and I do want to do an updated one just all these years later about what we could be getting in future sets. But let's go ahead and let's start off with spot number 10, a Sanctum Sanctorum, sort of tied to the Infinity Saga in a way, but I really would love a comic book Sanctum. I think it would be really great to get one that's not based off of the movies. I really just love that classic look for Doctor Strange, and I think that just getting some of those villains and characters and friends and foes of Strange would be really great from the comics. And I know that this is something that I talked more about when the Sanctum was revealed and through the reviews and everything. It would have been awesome to get then. And I'm not talking about a large-scale Sanctum either. I'm talking about just a playset I think would be really cool. Something small like the one that we got before, and one that can now connect to the street, and that's sort of going to be an ongoing idea as we go through these sets. Some of them is getting something that can connect and expand out our New York street, which would be really cool to see. Spot number 9, we have an 18+ set. It's a brick-built Infinity Gauntlet. Again, I know we've gotten one from the Infinity Saga, but this one would be comic book based, and I'd like it to be a little bit larger, and for you to have like really gorgeous like round infinity stones that you could remove and place onto that. I picture this in my mind. I was trying to think of like what brick built objects you could get that is going to excite people that are fans of the movies and also comic book like fans. And I think this would be an excellent one. Like just a yellow gauntlet would just be so cool to see. And I'm adding this in because I just thought about it while I'm working on the video. Imagine a 2x3 tile included in this set with the cover Lego-wise of Infinity War, and then spiraling and thinking of others. Imagine other famous runs, like you could do an Ultron head that's comic book based, and then you include a 2x3 tile of like Age of Ultron comic covers. Do other famous runs figure out something for Civil War? I don't know. My mind's going all different places right now. But back to the list, spot number 8. Next up, we've got another idea for sort of a New York build, and this is a dock/crook hideout or something like that. Sort of like what City did, but just brand it under like Spider-Man or Marvel specifically would be so cool. Like imagine getting, again, just picture this exact set here from City, the harbor, and minus the big cargo ship. You could include it, but maybe have it be like a villain base or something on board. But then instead of that restaurant, you could have it be like a Crook's hideout or something. Maybe, you know, I don't know, Tombstone or something's operating out of there. Like just villains that you wouldn't expect. Maybe Scorpion, bring him back for the first time in a long time. I was trying to think of like what a successor to the bridge battle set could be, and the docks I feel like is a really great idea for that. You could also just throw in other Marvel characters in there as well, like throw in Daredevil. Even maybe this is where you get Kingpin. I don't know. I'm just thinking more of this most recent Daredevil episode. It's just in my mind with Red Hook or whatever is going on there. I was just like, oh, that'd be really cool. The Fantastic Car in spot number 7. Just getting a comic book one would be really great. Again, maybe this is just my Marvel Rivals brain and then even the upcoming film, but getting that classic one that can split off into 4, the classic shapes and design, especially going back to the 2013 Lego Marvel game. Like I would just love a set like that. And maybe you do a Galactus mech like my friend Brody or True Score created this really great idea. Since we're getting mechs that are appearing in regular sets, maybe you do the Fantastic Car versus a Galactus mech or something. Maybe that's a good way to get to the Silver Surfer. Next up, another location can connect to everything is the Avengers Mansion. This is one that could just offer up a ton of people. This could be a large scale, like 18+ modular set as well. It doesn't have to be a small play set, but the Avengers Mansion is a really great location, and just the characters in here that we could get. Like I think that a lot of people would agree with me when I say that we need like comic book outfits for so many of the Avengers. Like I just imagine getting a classic Vision or a classic Hawkeye. Comic book ones, like for even Black Widow with just the dark red hair. There's just so much untapped potential here for the comics and outfits, and just even villains. Like, you could have the Masters of Evil or something attacking the mansion, like getting a comic book Zemo and Enchantress. Like, oh man, like the possibilities here that we're just missing out on, just continuing to do Thanos as the main antagonist in these comic book sets. Like, there's so much more out there. This next one might be a little bit ironic given what I just said, but a Thanos copter would be really cool. I know that just people would love that, and I was just, bashing on the idea of Thanos being included in sets. But here's the thing, that gives you this iconic vehicle that there's no other way to get this. Like, instead of doing a Hulk monster truck, give the vehicle to Thanos and have, like, just the comic book fans go nuts for this incredibly wacky vehicle. You know who else you should include in there? Squirrel Girl would just sell that set so much. Throw in your Iron Mans, your Captain America, whoever you want him fighting, even if it's an MCU suit. I don't care. If we get Squirrel Girl in a set with the Thanos copter, I just think that is the most ideal thing. Imagine if whatever day we get Squirrel Girl, the amount of people that are going to go on Bricks and Pieces and just buy every single squirrel piece just to have this army, this squirrel stampede would just be so funny. Next up, spot number 4. This is the raft. Whether it is like a large D2C or a larger playset, I think this would be fantastic. Again, another really iconic location that gives you the opportunity to just get a ton of people that we just usually wouldn't get. I would hope that it would actually be them all with specialized cells. Just, this is pretty much Marvel's Arkham Asylum, and it could be incredible just depending on how they design this. And the outfits, I would be afraid that they just do jumpsuits and they cheat that way, and instead of giving us like a comic book Electro or something, which would be just incredible to get. Like, there's obviously just so many Spider-Man villains that you could throw in there from New York. There's so many other just regular villains, Abomination, and different people. You could even have some stuff based off the MCU. Like, there's a lot here, I think, for the raft that would just be a phenomenal set. Spot number 3, I've just titled this in my notes, a laboratory. It has been such a long time since we've got a laboratory build, and I'm really nostalgic for those original ones. Like, I look back at 2012, that first little Doc Ock lab. It's really cute, Iron Fist and everything. Just a villain lab is fun. The one with MODOK and Taskmaster and comic book Thor and Hulk and Falcon, like, that is a phenomenal, incredible set. Like, we really just peaked there, I think, back then for some of the comic book based stuff. You could have this be anyone's lab. I'm thinking the Lizard would be really cool, having it maybe even based in the sewer or something. You could have this be a hero lab if you want to have this be Ant-Man's, get a comic book outfit or something, maybe have Ultron reuse that figure from the mech. There's a lot you could do here for a lab build, hero or villain. I think there's just a lot of missed opportunities. Spot number 2, a brick-built Jeff the Shark build. If I could snap my fingers right now and get anything made on this list, it would be that. Imagine treating this the same way as Star Wars, not like they've done for some of the Marvel characters, but getting a large brick-built Jeff, not even saying that it's Rivals-based, but just Jeff right now is about to get his own comic series. He's had his own comic run. There's so much love right now for Jeff. Imagine that build, and then getting also a little minifigure version of him with a stand or something. People would go insane for that. And spot number 1, this is more of a Marvel modular idea, a New York street. This is where you would get locations that I don't think could really carry themselves fully. So, for example, you'd get a little bit of Hell's Kitchen in here. This has been something I've had, I don't know, Google Doc for years, of this is where you would get, like, Nelson and Murdoch, Avocados at Law. You would get just also iconic things that you would expect for New York, whether it's a pizzeria, a bodega, just like we just saw with the Spider-Verse set, but also other locations that you'd expect, like Peter Parker's apartment or something. You could do, Hank Pym's lab or something as well for this. There's really a lot for a New York street, and you could just have different building designs with multiple alleys. Just, I think it would work so well, and that's how you maybe do Kingpin, like maybe have a really tall tower with his office or something. I don't know, I think that this is just an incredible missed opportunity, whether it is even at a small scale, getting just a bunch of stuff that can connect to each other, I think would be great too. And of course, I'm not even listing what I think would be the next most logical Marvel buildings when it comes to modulars. Like obviously Oscorp and the Baxter building are also really, really great locations and choices. But for me, a New York one, getting just street level characters in a massive set like that would be phenomenal. Anyways, everyone, that is my list of top 10 Lego Marvel sets that I'd love to get. Again, let me know if you want me to share some Infinity Saga ideas, or maybe just focus in more on characters that I really would love to see us get over the next few years. We've done that for Spider-Man. I'll link a few videos here at the end, but I'd love to hear your ideas as well, so be sure to comment them down below. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.